show's always so hype.
Wow.
I fucking love it.
That was beautiful.
I feel more
That
inspired.
was
The Oscars
Wow,
didn't
that
even have an
was-
intro like that.
I know, Jesus Christ. Anyways, hey guys, my name is Zach.
I'm Dean.
I'm Jonathan.
Pete.
Fucking Pete. Jesus Christ.
Sean.
Sean.
Oh,
Marco.
my-
Ben. Rainer.
And Lane.
Oh, boy.
It's the time difference. I said it on time.
Wow. Jesus Christ. Welcome to this very special episode of Collecting Weekly. As you guys know, for the past, 4 or 5 years, we've done a figure of the year show at the end of the year. And we're here to talk about the figures and companies that meant the most to us this year in collecting. Now, Dean, we have a very special sponsor that's been with us all year, that's helped us keep the lights on, and we'd like to say thank you to them.
Yeah, we want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, 1/6 Corner. Their mission is to provide the best figures and collectibles for their customers. They offer great prices, great packaging, fast shipping, the best in the business customer service.
Serving.
Sorry. Collecting Weekly listeners get 10% off all in-stock items using code CW10. That's capital C, capital W, 10 during our live show. It's 10% off. It's pretty good. Choose your figures, pay safely with PayPal, and leave the rest to them. What a bunch of angels.
What a bunch of angels indeed, Dean. We also have some angels in the chat. We got Toy Mafia, Yo, thank you, Duck Collector, Figurian, Badfish, Tyria, Lay Out the Red Carpet, Showtimes, ladies and gentlemen, Places, we're live in 30, Equan, get your hair did and your bow ties straightened, Eddie, Aero Maestro, congrats to the future winners, Universal K, Mark Pearson, another banner year for CW, the real winners are the Patreonies, SpongeBob SquareBalls, David Jones, Man, what absolute Irwin, Yomo, are you an angel? Yomo, you are an angel. Mr. Mom's Collectibles, Equan, Tina, Pablo Meza, Alvin J, Kensington, Dylan with his no working monitor side apparently, Duck Collector, Vane21, but John's lights are out. He lost his sponsorship. Ben Thomas, Fat Batman's Collecting Nightmare, Jazzy, Cram with the $10 super chat. Let's go. David Jones, bunch of angels in the chat. Let's talk about how we do the awards. So the figures that are represented here tonight as finalists were nominated by our hosts and our listeners following a months-long nomination period. The finalists were chosen for each category based on the frequency of their nominations. The finalists were then voted on in the past 2 weeks by our listeners and hosts, with the figure or company who received the most votes winning each category. We also have a $50 drawing that we will do at the end of the award show. And one of you lucky guys or gals will get a gift card to wherever you buy your figures from. So stay tuned for that. Marco, our first award. Tell us what it is.
Yes, our first award tonight is going to be Most Improved. Now, this is going to be a really tough one, but the nominees are So-So Toys, Sideshow Collectibles, Mafex, Iconic Studios, 3-0, and those are the nominees there.
I think it's a great crop of companies. 3-0, I think, continues to push the bar for this kind of award. Every year with the DLX line, they're doing more and more. They are who I voted for. Even though I nominated Sideshow, I think the more I thought about it, I was just really impressed with what 3-0 did this year. What about you, Dean?
Yeah, I was really impressed with 3-0. I think they have pushed a lot of boundaries in terms of like the kind of stuff they're making. Unfortunately, it's all announced this year. Next year we'll actually have the figures in hand, but the fact that they started doing so much this year is really kind of cool to see. So my vote was 3-0.
Yeah, my vote went to Iconic. Just the communication with, the collectors, coming out, innovating that new body for Ryu, coming on through the shows. I think Andrew was on our show, showed us. I think he even showed us the figure, or showed us the body, or
Yeah,
just was very informative. great communication, and again, I think their product is great. So I think from where they started to where they are today, that's where I see the most improvement.
Yeah, I went for So Toys. I kind of like it or not, I kind of base these things on products rather than other bits and pieces about the company. And I just think their quality seems to be getting better and better, and the range of figures and things like that. And whether you like third party or not, I think they're at the top of that game. So Toys for me.
I picked 3-0. I just love how much Iron Man stuff they're pushing. I'm a big Iron Man fan, so just to see all that kind of stuff done a little bit differently than like SH Figuarts or Mafex, stuff like that, and then them kind of branching out from doing all this Iron Man stuff to them just dropping their Black Panther, which I'm really excited for. Just found out last week. I thought it was a Civil War Black Panther, and it's actually an in-game Black Panther with the gauntlet and everything. So really excited about that. So I went with 3-0.
Yeah, this is an incredibly tough one. I wanted to go with Susu Toys. I think that's actually how you spell it. Dean, I did that especially for you. But I think Iconic Studios takes this, like John was saying, having Andy kind of make the rounds and have direct communication with collectors and really being a collector himself and really knowing what the community wants. I was kind of blown away. And the Ryu is on his way to me, so hoping to have that in hand before the end of the year so I can really say whether or not they're living up to their promise.
Oh, did I mess up his name? Is it Andy or Andrew?
It's Andrew, but he also goes by
Okay,
Andy.
thank God, because that would be super embarrassing.
His friends call him Andy, John.
Okay, thank you. I know that's
for
what Buzz
me-
calls him.
That's funny.
What about best friends?
For me, it was Susu or So Toys as well, like Pete. I also try and judge this year based on some of what's coming. I like the way that they announced kind of their teased lineup for the year, and then we got a chance to see a couple bangers right out the gate, and lots more exciting ones to come. Honestly, kind of like Pete said, they're changing the game for third party, in my opinion. I don't even look at it as third party anymore. I'm just excited to see what the next figure release is going to be from them. So Toys.
I hate to hop on the Pete was right bandwagon, but I'm gonna have to go with So Toys as well. They've definitely been doing a good job. Like you say, you gotta judge them by their product, not what's coming. That being said, 3-0 was definitely a contender for next year, so I'll be on the lookout for them. They're gonna be coming in swinging hard.
For me, it was 3-0 because just with the Transformers line, like that Optimus Prime that it picked up just blew me away. I think they seem to be showing some innovation with like the combiner of Optimus and why am I suddenly forgetting?
Jetfire.
But yeah, Jetfire. Despite how much a pain that figure is supposed to be put together, I think showing things like that is what shows me that Sideshow with General Grievous. That took Sideshow out for me for the last year and a half. But overall, I think just with some of their other lines and stuff they've been doing, filling gaps that other 6 scale aren't doing, is why they're most improved.
Absolutely. The chat here says, is there a best customer service of the year, aka Toys Wonderland, Thor Gaming? I'd like to nominate Zach's Wonderland. Marco, are you ready to announce the winner?
Let's do this. And the winner is So Toys for Most Improved Company of 2022.
What a well-earned honor there. Let's take a look at the fan voting here. We'll take a look at some percentages. Big fan of the data. So Toys with 60% of the vote.
Wow.
Really came in strong.
Jeez.
Second place was 3-0. Third place Iconic Studios. Fourth place Mafex, and fifth place Sideshow Collectibles. Very, very cool there. And I think So. Even though I didn't vote for them, I think they had a banner year for their company. I think they put out some of the best stuff. I think they really changed the third-party game in that other companies are now, trying to push the envelope, trying to improve older figures. And I think it's all good for collectors and all good for the hobby in general.
They're making some license makers look like trash in comparison.
Yeah.
Homelander.
Absolutely.
Oh crap!
Yeah.
Lane, tell us about the best overall award. Let's go through these nominees.
Well, so we've got Hot Toys as a nominee, McFarlane Toys, Four Horsemen, In Art, Exo, Sex.
Exosex. Yeah. So for me, I voted for McFarlane Toys. We talked about it on the nomination stream, but the fact that they were able to push out so many figures in a year when every company had every excuse not to, ports closing, the costs of materials going up, fossil fuels going up, inflation. They kept their things at the same price point. Even I think most time I saw them on the shelves, they were less than $20. They're actually like $18. And so for me, I think the quantity, quality, and speediness of their releases, I voted for McFarlane Toys.
Yeah, I also voted for McFarlane Toys. Like you said, keeping it at a $20 below price point at the scale of the figures too, because they're not 12 scale, they're bigger, the 7-inch scale. And although they're probably a little light in accessories, the sculpts are usually second to none. I mean, McFarlane has always done really impressive sculpts. So yeah, for me, it's McFarlane.
Yeah, I had to stay true to my word. So I was kind of trapped on this one. I ended up voting In Art just because I had said if they had made that change with the staff, if they gave us that second staff we were pushing for, I would have to vote for them, and look what happened. So my vote went to In Art.
I went with Four Horsemen. I was looking for when Dylan was starting to get hot and heavy all over these. I started kind of wanting to branch out myself with kind of getting away from the superhero stuff and go with some of these non-traditional figures and stuff. And I was just really impressed by him overall. I think a close second for me was McFarlane. I mean, with how consistent they were with pushing stuff out, but I still went with Four Horsemen just for the quality of the figures.
Yeah, I was disappointed not to see NECA in here because I've been buying their. Well, that's fine. Of their Universal Monsters figures, Sean's buying them as well, and they are fantastic. So, unfortunately, they weren't there. In Art, yeah, I think this comes down to whether you see it as them as a company and reaching out to their fans or their product, and obviously there's no product out, so I find that one a bit jarring. Four Horsemen, I love their stuff, but I think trying to buy their stuff in the UK is impossible, and the prices on it is ridiculous. But I like their stuff. That Headless Horseman looked really good. Exo 6 got my first figure, the Kirk. He's really good. But sorry, I went for Hot Toys. I still think they're the leaders there. I probably buy more of their product than anyone else still. So yeah, Hot Toys for me.
My vote's gonna have to go for McFarlane. As it's been said before, with everything going on this year, port closures, inflation, everything else, they kept their prices good and they delivered a solid product. So I'm gonna have to say them.
Well, for me, there are lots of good ones. Unfortunately, I've never been a fan of McFarlane's figures for whatever reason. Exo 6, I still have very haunting nightmares from the prototype for 7 of 9 every time I look at it, and I still wondering who that dancing fool is supposed to be. Jesus. That I guess is Robert Picardo from the. Okay, I'm mostly taking shots at the Voyager line. I'm not honestly familiar with Four Horsemen, other than the Saint Nick, like we saw the other day and stuff. So I haven't really looked at their stuff. In Art hasn't put anything out. I also, In Art was a little one, caught me off guard here a little bit for that one. Until we have a couple product in hand, it's hard for me to judge. And Hot Toys, well, they gave me Echo and they gave me my Throne Boba Fett, which are two of my favorite things I've probably gotten in the last couple of years. So I too had to say, all hail the king. Hot Toys, baby. Their worst day is still better than 70% to 75% of everybody else's best day in any scale.
Lane, well said. And, on that point, so this is really a 2-horse race for me. On that point, though, Hot Toys continues to, produce like crazy. But even given the year they've had, as collectors, we're so fickle. What have you done for us lately? If InArt would have produced that Joker, if they had it in hands for certain collectors this year, and it was, lived up to the promise, I think for me, InArt could have taken this one. But given that they haven't released anything, that it's all been just talk so far and a few prototypes shown, I've got to give it to Hot Toys. So they've, like you said, they've continued to produce and have had some truly incredible figures released this year, and looks like they're rolling into next year as well.
Also well said. I agree with that. If InArt had given us the Jokers this year, I honestly think that may have tipped the scale for me. But I can't, all good consciousness, put them forward. Fourth Horseman, I haven't had much experience with some of their releases, but I've seen some of them online, and they're pretty cool. Couldn't vote them. Exo 6, I almost voted, just to get John going a little bit. Having said that, they've got some pretty questionable business practices themselves, it's not all about business practice. For me, it's a little bit more about the product released, but they're also pretty inconsistent at this point. McFarlane Toys, I've had some great releases, but I also really didn't love my Black Adam figure recently. There's a lot wrong with that guy, so Hot Toys is still the king for me. It's what gets my blood moving, and I don't know. Every day when we get that next release, it's just like it's exciting. It's exciting times. So Hot Toys still for me.
Ben, I would have preferred you voted Exo 6.
and that's we're not.
John
we're,
stressed both ways.
Yeah, and we're not saying Hot Toys has not had some mediocrity.
I've never watched an award show where I could feel my blood pressure going up.
Yikes.
So quickly here, InArt. I mean, this is just best company, right? So the decisions that they've made,
exactly
it's
overall
the company as a whole.
Exactly.
Last year I want to say that Iconic, I believe, was either nominated or considered, and they hadn't put anything out yet. So releasing isn't necessarily the barometer by which we bring forth these companies. It's the fans' nominations, and InArt was nominated quite a bit, in the hopes that between the nominations starting and the voting starting, they would have released the Joker. Obviously, that didn't happen, and I think that really affected them on the awards this year. Lane, are you ready to announce the winner?
I most certainly am. I am very excited to see how this turned out. So I hope everybody's ready. Yeah. And to everybody, the winner this year for Best Overall Company was Hot Toys once again.
Yay.
I feel like Will Smith right now.
Yeah, well, the thing is,
somebody, John.
So enthused.
I mean, McFarlane Toys has been around for a while, but we're talking for 6 scale, Hot Toys has been around for 20 years. So it may not even be fair necessarily to compare sometimes exactly directly to InArt.
I mean, McFarlane's
they're still building.
like the early.
But then, Lane, if you go by that logic, Hot Toys, there's no point in even putting a category then, because then Hot Toys will always be on top, right?
Yeah, and hopefully that'll change. This year, Hot Toys swept it with 62% of the vote, with McFarlane in second, tied with 4 Horsemen for second, with InArt and Exo 6 bringing up the rear.
Are you guys surprised Exo 6 was so low?
I
mean,
I
they
actually,
haven't been around a super long time. But they have put out a pretty good amount of product. And
in terms of Jesus Lane, in terms of nominations, Exo was quite high. So I actually was shocked that they were at the bottom of the list. But I think when you have an open-ended question and anyone can nominate any company, versus you have 5 choices and you have to pick, which company you think is the best. Mm-hmm. I think that kind of hurt them a bit. There's also some collectors that have been disappointed recently with, I don't want to say QC issues, but like things breaking and not being able to get replacement parts, or just different ordering shenanigans. So. Maybe that soured some people between nominations and voting, but I think Hot Toys, for better or for worse, I think they were the best company this year, but I don't particularly agree with that.
I'm even shocked Asmus wasn't, like, even for most improved, Asmus wasn't, because from where they've taken the company from the previous Crown Series Gandalf to that Gandalf, the White, night and day.
Yeah, I think it was probably a bit too late in the release cycle for nominees for Asmus.
Have you seen that new Boromir, John? That's dragged them back down again.
Well,
The highest highs and the lowest lows.
We didn't
John.
see
Yeah.
it, but it's good because we didn't. It's not
Well,
going to make it before the awards, so we're good.
They snuck it in there. Like, thank God.
We've seen Hot Toys have some kind of said the same things where we've gone,
Yeah,
here's this really great at least, and then we're like, wait, what happened? Like just a week apart sometimes.
and I think that's where it's tough. Is you got to look at it overall as a company. Yeah, Hot Toys is an incinerator as a company. They're like a well-oiled machine. They just keep producing licenses, boom, boom, boom. But I like to look at it as an overall picture as well. You have to. Hot Toys is, or else Hot Toys will always be on top.
Yeah, I completely agree. And that's why it's best overall company, right? It's not just the product,
Yeah.
it's the communication,
Exactly.
the timeliness. Unfortunately, Hot Toys, 90% of the people listening to our show, our network collect Hot Toys, so it's
Yeah.
a foregone conclusion, but perhaps next year we'll have a shake-up in the mix. But yeah, they did win quite handily. Rainer, best under $35 category. Let's hear who was nominated.
Alrighty. So we have Gohan, SH Figure Arts. The Last Ronin, NECA. Ahsoka Tano, Hasbro. BAT, Hasbro. Or BAT, as you were. Cobb Vanth, Hasbro. So
All right.
this is a tough one for me because all these are solid figures. But in a
Sorry,
year,
best that slide.
go ahead.
Oh, God damn it, Pete. It's okay. So we'll cycle through these. So Cobb Vanth, the Bat by Hasbro, Ahsoka Tano, The Last Ronin by NECA, and Gohan. I voted for Gohan. I just think when Figuarts is able to do a quality figure like that, they don't do them all at 35. Most of them are like 50, 60 bucks, Dean.
Oh yeah.
And so when they're able to get down like those figures to like that 35, even sometimes 25, I want to say Saiyan Raised on Earth Goku was around that $25 price point.
Yeah.
It's unreal the quality of figure that you can get. And, the fact of the matter is Black Series and Legends, I can't speak on G.I. Joe Classifieds because I'm not quite sure, but the prices keep going up on those. And we always talk about this, Dean, Hasbro only has so much room to go because Figuarts are getting cheaper and their shit's getting more expensive, and eventually they're going to meet at the middle. And I think the quality of the Figuarts on average is much better. So this was my nominee, and I think it's a great figure. I haven't seen the movie, but it looks fucking awesome. You're on mute, by the way.
I hit the wrong button. The amount of accessories you get, face plates, hands, the articulation alone, the engineering that goes on behind the Figuarts, is insane. And for them to get it down to the $35 price point, normally I would expect to pay like $59 for an import figure of that quality. So when they're dropping these badass figures for $35, I mean, you really can't beat it. As cool as, like a Cobb Vanth would be, like you're just not getting the same quality for literally what, $7 less or $7. Yeah. So it was Gohan for me.
I didn't. I'll be honest. I didn't vote on this one because I don't want to pollute the awards because this is not my area of expertise. I don't really collect the scale, so I didn't want to pollute the poll, so I didn't vote. So I'm going to pass it on to Sean.
I went with Ahsoka Tano. I'm not really a Black Series collector, but if I was, this would be the one figure that I'd get from it. I really enjoyed her from the show, and that would have made me want to go out and buy the figure. I don't have any room for that to grow my Star Wars collection, but from what I see at the stores and when I just look at her through the packaging and stuff, I really think it looks good. My second would be the Ronin. I think a lot of people really enjoyed the Ronin, and I want to try to pick it up as quickly as I can.
Yeah, for me, it's not a scale. The only smaller figures I buy are the NECA Universal Monsters, as I mentioned earlier. But just looking at these, I don't know anything about. Sorry, guys, I don't know anything about the character or anything. But I went for the Gohan. I think he just looks quality. The articulation, and he looks like he's just come off the screen. So yeah, I did go for Gohan on this one.
For me, it's tough because it's hard to deny SH Figure Arts superior quality. By the same token, it comes down to what you collect, and I don't collect much of what SH Figure Arts provides. So my vote went for Sokotano, but again, it's just what you collect and what the best value for your money is.
Lane fell asleep.
So for me, thanks there.
Jesus, Lane.
So for me, of these ones, I voted for The Last Ronin just because I think that figure fits the comic that I read really well. And I'm not the biggest of the comic variation Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan. I'm the 80s animated series. I would have had as part on here for me personally, I would have had the Demona from Gargoyles, because I think that was my favorite figure of smaller scale this year. But I still think the Last Ronin was by far to me the best one of these. What's got you laughing up now, funny man?
I said it like 5 times before the show. It's not about who you want to see here. It's who's on here and who did you vote for.
Well, I voted
you're
for
a
Last
legend.
Ronin.
You're a legend, Lane. I fucking love you.
If we're going to talk about what we want, fuck, can we go back to the last nominee? No.
Man,
Jesus Christ.
Never going to give that up. Yeah.
No.
So I've got to go with The Last Ronin as well. And obviously this is not a scale that I collect really heavily, but NECA has been, catching my eye very often. Because number one, because of where they're priced, and then the quality that they give you at that price point. So this is one that I'm very intrigued by, not really knowing the property too much, but just got that 4-pack Turtles Secret of the Ooze. So I'm kind of slipping into it, but I don't want to go there. So my vote is The Last Ronin.
Dean also has a secret of his ooze. He told me all about it on our road trip.
Not a secret anymore.
Slipping right into
That
it.
was
Could be
behind
so
the
lucky.
scenes when you guys went to go visit Lane, I think.
Yeah.
I'll make it quick for me. It was The Last Ronin from NECA. I am in the same boat as Marco. I don't collect a ton of smaller scale, but the stuff that I have been collecting has been either Batman the Animated Series or NECA line. And the NECA Turtles that I have behind me, I got the Shredder yesterday. A phenomenal quality. Love the way that they put their figures together. And this Ronin is certainly a very cool figure. So he got my vote, 100%.
All right. Lane, are you ready to announce our winner? Oh, I'm sorry, Rainer. Sorry.
Yes,
Oh,
I am. Let's drum roll it.
Sweet summer child.
Last Ronin.
Hey,
All right, that's solid.
Decent.
That's solid.
What a great figure.
Decent.
Dude,
I'm
last...
really-
Oh, go ahead, Lane.
No, I was just saying, I'm really interested to see the breakdown on this one. I'm wondering if it's going to be a little bit closer than we've seen from the two categories.
Yeah, so The Last Ronin, I think, for collecting, is probably one of the biggest events of the past few years, John. They have that wonderful PCS statue,
Yep.
the NECA figures, obviously the comics, the CGC books. I mean, just some tremendous value in collecting the Last Ronin stuff. And it's fantastic. I think it's one of those events that really transcends the format that it's in, and I mean every facet of collecting that I've seen has been affected in one way or another by this.
I'm just wondering where the first Ronin is.
I think they're all dead. That's why he's the
Yeah,
last one.
they're all done.
Well, wow.
Those you have a point, because it's like if you're a TMNT fan, you've been waiting for this for years. This was the story from Kevin Eastman that never got released, and when they finally did it, it's a long time coming, and the fact that all these figures or statues and other things are coming out for it, it's really doing a lot of good for those TMNT collectors.
Absolutely. 45% of the vote for NECA The Last Ronin, 25% for Gohan, and then a 10% split for each of the Hasbro figures. I want to ask you guys, obviously in the awards, we do a little bit of discussion. What your favorite story, favorite thing that happened this year was. For me, I think one of the neatest things this year was that I felt like our choices as collectors really expanded this year. Last year, the year before, ever since I've been collecting, things would come out in Hong Kong, and we'd be waiting 3, 4, 5, 6 months plus for them to reach the United States. And whether or not it's a backdoor deal between Hot Toys and Sideshow, no one knows. But the fact that things are coming out in Hong Kong, and then the next day or the next day, people are getting them shipped and in hand, I think is wonderful. I think, for United States collectors being able to get things fast, not being able to pay an extreme premium to have that benefit, I think is great. And just all the great retailers that are online. There's some great people that you can buy from. Even those retailers are getting their figures much faster from Sideshow and from the places that they get them from. And so for me, I think that was probably one of my favorite things that happened this year, from last year to this one.
I think I would be remiss if I didn't mention Staffgate. The InArt.
That was awesome.
Oh, you took
Yes.
it. You took it.
No meat on the
Yeah.
bone, John.
I mean, I'll let John discuss it because he was actually involved in it. I was just here enjoying the show because for a channel as small as ours to be able to get the community together the way that John and Zach did and make a real change, it was so cool to witness and in a very limited capacity be a part of. So take it away, John.
Yeah, Zach really steamrolled it and really launched it and used his knowledge of the character, and I was just along for the ride. I was what are those horns the cops use when they want to make themselves louder? Do you guys know?
The
Megaphone.
megaphone?
Zach was the voice.
horn of
I was the
Gondor.
megaphone.
Yeah, there you go. We lost somebody.
Harassing at some points, I think. But yeah, that was cool. That was a really cool experience, and being able to be part of that movement with the whole channel,
Yeah.
with all of you guys, that was awesome. Also, I think the community as a whole realizing that we don't necessarily have to FOMO anymore. Don't necessarily have to pre-order. You can take your time. People were able to, as opposed to pre-ordering right away, get some really good discounts on some figures and product, and that's always a good thing.
My favorite story this year was that we were able to get everybody together for OxCon, just be able to bring everybody together, have a good
Yeah.
time.
Heck yeah.
And the look on Zach's face when I mentioned In-N-Out over Whataburger, I have to say.
Bro,
see it.
blasphemy, dude.
Blasphemy.
How dare-
Rainer, my
What?
guy.
We're
Come
rescinding
on.
the
He knows.
invite.
He knows what's up.
A tough one. I've been racking my brains to think of anything really. All I'll say is I've really enjoyed your Grand Theft. What's it called? Grand Theft Auto.
Ox PD,
the-
baby.
Yeah,
RPD.
absolutely loving it.
Faithful.
Loving it. It cracks.
That's
me
how
up.
policing
And,
goes down in America, Pete.
Yeah,
We
yeah, I
do
can
things
tell.
a bit
Yeah.
differently here.
Yeah, it's
You guys
brutal,
have-
but yeah, that's my. I've enjoyed that, and keep that going, guys. That's
Thank you.
I really enjoy that.
Thank you, Pete. Yeah, we got actually Manny's designing the Ox PD logo and then some sticker stuff. So probably January, February, we'll be launching some stuff.
cool.
We'll have like Chase variant of the sticker and then a regular. So it'll be a fun little thing that we're doing with that.
I think for me, it's just the in the 1/12 world, just the variety of figures that you had an option for this year. You know, it didn't matter what company it was. There was always something on the shelf. Mattel, you know, or Hasbro, McFarlane. Like, even if you didn't collect those things, they made you really question if you really wanted to collect those things because they were always there. They were always on the shelf. Sometimes hard to find, but when you got them, they were really nice.
Yeah, for me, I have to say OxCon is an honorable mention, undoubtedly. What a great event, and hoping to run it back next year. But in terms of the collecting world, I think just more companies entering the 1/6 group, right? Hearing InArt and J&D are going to jump into the pool, got the entire community excited. Obviously, we're kind of left holding the bag at the end of this year, but we'll see what next year brings. But yeah, got everyone excited, got everyone talking. Seems like it pushed Hot Toys a little bit, although they're slipping right now. But yeah, it just seems like it's added a lot more intrigue to the 1/6 game. So really excited to see where that goes moving forward.
Yeah, so for me, honorable mention would be just honestly streaming with folks this year and getting to know people around the world. I feel like I've got friends and brothers now and sisters all over the place that I look forward to talking to every single day, which is amazing. It's very fulfilling in life to be part of the community with you guys and everybody in the chat. And then in terms of collecting world, kind of echoing Marco's point, I love all of the competition and selection that we've got this year. You know, competition, breeding competition, and forcing that bar to continue to increase. We keep seeing all these different figures that we thought we'd maybe never get in 1/6 scale, and now the selections at our fingertips. Even just the Star Trek. I know we tease Exo-6 a little bit, but there's a whole community of Star Trek fans out there that have been so over the moon excited to be able to have some of their favorite characters in 1/6 scale this year. It's been really cool to watch, and I'm excited to see what the future brings for all of these different companies over the next couple of years.
And well, I'd probably say for me, it's been kind of my rebirth this past year with actually getting statues again, because I kind of jettisoned my entire collection and kind of hit the reset button, and being able to like unbox like I did earlier this day, J&D Catwoman and stuff, and get so much of the community, whether being unhappy with maybe how the final piece turned out, or people who really love it or whatever, that engagement, and honestly getting to this year and interact more with the CW boys. So kind of expanding my own footprint, kind of mixing in with some different channels. I've had a good time. Mr. John is always the most entertaining man in practical, really 1/6 scale, at least Canadian anyway. And it's always, engaging with you guys. Yeah. Well, Ben and Marco, I've only interacted with you guys just a little bit. Pete and Ian too.
Lane, you don't have to explain yourself, Lane. Come on.
It's a tough nut. It's a tough nut.
Well, even Pete and Ian, and even just Sean and stuff I recently got to be with. So I'm having a really great time. And the big thing, though, is a lot of the reoccurring people in all the different chats and everything, and getting to interact with everybody. I'm going to shut up here in a second, but I'm going to do a quick shout out. Really, OG fan, Toy Mafia, who I see all the time. Those are two guys I interact with pretty much, it seems like every stream I go into. You guys are two ones I just want to do a special call out for. But that's been my main kind of thing for this year.
Yeah,
They broke the mold with those two guys. They're
Toy
amazing.
Mafia and OG fan, they're always supporting the show. So yeah.
But like on purpose, like we can't let this happen again.
How dare you? 1/12 scale. Let's take a gander at that. Sean, let's introduce those.
Yeah, so we got the Wolverine by Mezco, Hulkbuster from 3-0, Mark 43 from 3-0, and Buzz Lightyear SH Figure Arts. I'm sorry, and Mezco Batman.
For me, it was no contest. I think the Hulkbuster may be, at the end of the decade is probably going to be up there as the top 5 figures of the decade. This thing is incredible. I think they charged like $200 too little for it. It's massive. It's way more articulated than it has any right to be. And I think it just shows like how good a company that 3-0 can be. And we got a super chat here. Alvin J, you guys definitely deserve another round of applause for the staff gate. Thanks for looking out for the community. What a sweet angel.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Dean, what do you think?
Yeah, for me, honestly, the Hulkbuster is really freaking sweet. But I gotta give it to the Buzz Lightyear, kind of like the underdog here. Like a pretty decent price point, again, especially for figure arts. Tons of accessories packed into it. Great articulation. Usually armored figures aren't really the best. And just watching a bunch of reviews on it, like, got me interested enough to even watch the movie. And it was not as terrible as everyone would suggest, but yeah, I really like the Buzz Lightyear. I think it looks great.
Yeah, I went with same as Zach, the Hulkbuster. I think Eddie had unboxed it live, and damn, it was just loaded with stuff, and it looked really cool. Wolverine is not too far off, in my opinion, but I had to give it the Hulkbuster.
Yeah, although the Hulkbuster is more loaded than Ben Thomas after smoking a J, I will say,
Jesus Christ.
oh man, sorry Ben, was coming
Shots
for you
fired.
there. I will say that the Wolverine is one that like definitely caught my eye. I was so tempted to order it. I had to like show some restraint, like okay, don't order this, don't go down this line. But it looks so terrific. So for that reason, and obviously the accessories it comes with, that's the one for me.
I wanted to be cool and go with Dean, but I have to go with the Hulkbuster. It's so impressive. My buddy got one about a month ago, and I got to see it in hand for the first time, and it blew me away. It made me sad that I missed it on my own collection, so it got my vote, 100%.
For me, it was very much. For me, it was honestly very much the Hulkbuster. Like that thing just is an amazing engineering feat to me. I like the Lightyear. Unfortunately, makes me think of the movie, which honestly I didn't like very much, so it was hard to disassociate it. And I just think the movement and ability you can do with that figure, it was the unquestioned top one for me.
For me, a good honorable mention was the Buzz Lightyear. I own it, and it was a lot of fun. It was actually my backup figure for the 112 Pose Wars, but I went with the Hulkbuster. It was an amazing figure. Just watching Eddie do his showcase on it, and just all the stuff he could do for it. He also had the Mark 43 as well. It's just a beautiful figure, and for the price, it's almost a steal.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Dean. I voted for Buzz. Again, it's not a scale I collect, but I kind of looked at it on kind of which one of these would I most like to have like in hand, and he just looks like loads of fun, Buzz. So I went with Buzz Lightyear.
Here we go.
I'm gonna have to go with the Hulkbuster. I've seen this figure in hand. It is top notch. It is amazing, and it is just for the price. It can't. I feel like it can't be beat.
All right. Sean, you ready to announce the winner?
Yes, sir. And the winner is the Hulkbuster 3-0.
Wow, nice.
Definitely.
Yay!
Makes sense. Hey.
Love to see it.
Now this
That's,
percentage, I think this is going to be like the first two
Gonna
categories.
smash it, yeah.
I think you're
Yeah, I
right.
think it probably took the whole fucking thing.
66% of the
Yeah.
vote for Hulkbuster.
Damn.
16.7 for Buzz. 8 votes for Mezco Wolverine. 2 for 3-0. And Mezco Batman are first with no votes
Vote.
Wow.
so far.
Oh, and that was
It
Dylan's
was like,
favourite, wasn't it?
yeah.
That makes sense.
That explains it. Yeah.
Yeah, he his Wi-Fi probably even cut out or something. I don't know. Ben, best non-traditional. This category is a bit weird. It's anything that's not 1/6 or 1/12, which is our two main scales that we cover on the figure shows. So tell us who got nominated, Ben.
Yeah, so nominees for the best non-traditional are the Mandalorian quarter scale from Hot Toys. We've got the Tyrannosaurus Rex from Mattel. The Galactus from Hasbro.
Boo.
The Last Ronin from NECA. Fordo from Hasbro.
So this category is interesting. I voted for the Mandalorian quarter scale. Not because it's a great figure, but I think a lot more people picked it up than probably would had originally. This one went crazy discounted at Pop Culture. I think it was almost like $350, $400 shipped. And so many people that I knew picked it up and were having a lot of fun with it. And I think that prompted Sideshow to put it on some big, deep discounts as well over the past few months. So I think a lot more people were able to pick this up at a much better price than initially solicited. I did nominate initially the Tyrannosaurus Rex. I think for Mattel, I think that figure was a huge step in the right direction to make a more premium, sort of super articulated in-scale line. I think it's a great figure. I have it on the shelf proudly. But I just think when you look at everything that's in this nomination pool, I just think the quarter scale Mando was the best one.
Yeah, I believe I originally was gonna vote for the T-Rex because it got so many people excited. I mean, it was so hard to find this figure, and I think Zach, you had like people from all over the country looking for one for you, and other people in the Patreon chat. Were helping each other find one, but I believe when it came time to vote, I think I went with the quarter scale Mando for the exact same reason Zach just said, is how cheap it got and how many people were able to pick it up. I wish I could have grabbed one. Alas, I did not. But yeah. So either one of those, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I voted for myself. I voted for the quarter scale Mando. I think just his presence, and what they did with the base, I appreciate the route they went, and you're almost hitting into statue grounds with that quarter scale. So
You love Hot Toys, really, John.
yeah, secretly it's I hate you, Pete. No, I'm kidding. No, I went with, you got to give credit where it's due. From the list that we got to choose from the nominees. I had to give it to the quarter scale Mando.
Yeah, for me, the quarter scale Mando is definitely interesting. Also, the Galactus. I think that one's a beautiful. It came out very nicely. But I'm gonna have to go with the T-Rex. If not for just the the buzz it caused and like how much it blew up. It's something that was kind of under the radar for me personally, up until hearing about all the buzz. So I think it was a pretty impressive feat that they pulled off with that figure.
So I was in bed the one night and I was talking to Zach, and no spoilers, he was telling me he wanted this T-Rex. So I went out to Walmart the next day on my way to work, and I was looking for these guys. And by the time I got or found one, he'd already found it. So it was all good. I decided to buy it for my own collection, and I've got it on my work desk upstairs. And it is one of the coolest things that I own in my collection, like full stop. So I do
That's
think
fucking
there's
awesome.
I do think there's
love
an
that.
honorable mention there for that quarter scale Mando for sure, but like I did not expect to want necessarily a T-Rex in my life, and I am so freaking happy that I bought it when I did. It is, as I said, easily one of the coolest things that I've got here in the Ben Thomas Show collection room. So that's that definitely got my vote. It was really, really cool.
Well, for me, I looked at these. I was really having a hard time. I was considering between quarter scale Mando because I really like the detail. Obviously, that's a quarter scale Hot Toy, so it's big and it's pretty cool looking. However, I decided to go with the Galactus just because it's like 30 something inches tall, and you don't get Galactus stuff very much, and he feels big and imposing versus the legend figures and stuff that comes with them. He's one of the HasLab success stories where, unfortunately, recently we talk about a lot of the HasLab not so successful stuff that they've had recently. So that's why I decided to go with Galactus. I just think he's just slightly better than the quarter scale.
Did you say it was 37 inches tall?
Over 30 inches tall.
Yeah,
I don't know.
he's
if
Oh
you-
man, that's like
He's
34
huge.
inches too big.
I know he's much taller than.
Yeah, I think a
than
lot of
the,
people
statue.
would be happy with like a 2-inch Galactus. I think
Way more
That's
than
a lot
that.
of Galactus.
Yeah, I've seen this in person. It's pretty dang big.
Yeah, he's taller. I mean, I saw him
Wait,
in
what?
comparison.
Pause.
I saw him in comparison to the quarter scale, the maquette put out by Sideshow earlier this year, the statue, and he just towered over.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Pretty
think this Galactus would be better if it was like wider than it was tall.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Girthy.
Showed Lactus.
So
Well, he's still shorter than the Prime One Sauron statue by a good 4
Oh,
inches.
boy. I mean, 4 inches
So-
is a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
not really even close, to be honest. I mean, that's a huge difference in size.
So unlike Ben and Zach, my T-Rex is proudly on the floor, waiting for a spot. I
dare
did, I did go with the Galactus. I bought it.
How dare you.
It's amazing, guys. It's amazing. As much as you guys hate the process, this thing's crazy with the other figures it comes with,
Oh, yeah.
and just like Lane says, you don't get Galactus, but I don't. it's an amazing figure. For 112 stuff and to get Galactus like that, it's amazing.
Yeah, I feel like I should mention that Fordo figure because I've got no idea who that is, and it looks like shit.
What?
Nobody's
How
mentioned
dare
it,
you fucking
How
go?
dare you?
I think Hot Toys made it.
but nobody's mentioned him, so I thought I'd just mention him
How
anyway.
dare you? Pete?
For me, it's between Mando and the T-Rex. The T-Rex looks cool, and I love dinosaurs, and I'd like to have one of those. But yeah, definitely Mando all the way for me. That looks like a really cool figure, and I'd like to own one of those. So yeah, Mando for me.
I will say the only reason I didn't vote Fordo is because this is a reissue.
Man,
You love to hear it.
Pete just took like that figure in the hand, pulled out a Magnum 44, pointed it at it, and just blasted into his face.
Yeah,
I almost
See how
want to
many,
do that
see
to
how
us.
many votes you got.
Fired.
Sorry?
Wow.
Son?
44 Magnum, most powerful handgun in the world.
Rainer, what do you got?
All right. Well, this is tough for me. I've seen the Galactus and the quarter scale Mando both in hand. Both are just absolutely stunning, absolutely superb. My only reason I'm going with the quarter scale Mando is because I have one myself and I absolutely love it. But I'd have to say these are all fantastic nominees. I have to agree with Pete. I didn't like the color design of the Fordo, but that's just my personal preference.
All right, Ben, are you ready to announce the winner?
We are ready. The Mandalorian quarter scale from Hot Toys
Oh, another
wins.
Hot Toys. Surprising.
Wins.
You helped this one though, John.
It
I
is
know.
a total.
Another Hot Toys. That's-
Single
Howard's
songwriter
laughing
said,
in bed.
Howard's laughing in bed. Whatever.
Oh,
We'll
he's
save it for next show.
100% laughing.
I was coming to this show today prepped to talk news. Like I was excited. I'm like, we're gonna fucking
was
talk
pretty
some
prepped,
good
too.
news. Zach breaks my heart. Says it's just awards.
I'm
Okay.
sorry. I'm sorry. That's how it is every year.
There's
It's
a
your
lot of
first award
topics to
show.
cover.
We're having a good time. We're goofing.
There's going to be
we're
a
gaffing,
buildup
we're
of
laughing.
news for next week.
warming
Cornucopias.
up.
Can I say a joke too? By the way, so
Always.
No
just
jokes.
something quick. So in the Patreon chat, I don't remember who it was, but someone was talking about that Fordo figure, and I thought,
Oh yeah.
I thought they made a mistake, and they were talking about. They're like, "Oh, I always wanted a Fordo figure," and I thought they were making a mistake saying they always wanted a Frodo figure, so I took a picture of Frodo and Sam, and I put the Ford logo over his face, so it's Fordo. And then I instantly removed the post because I realized I'm an idiot. Yeah.
Bro, the first time Zach and I we custom did a Sideshow Commander Fordo, and I put Frodo everywhere, and everybody was like laugh reacting me. And I was like, "What the hell's going on here?" And then I realized, so I did the reverse of your mistake. I felt like an
What a
idiot.
fool. What a
I don't know.
fucking dingus.
It's okay.
Dude, that's too many people voting for HasLab Galactus, dude.
Hasbro with 49% of the vote. HasLab with 30%. The Mattel with a respectable 13%, and then NECA with 5%, and Hasbro with 3% of the vote. John, best third party. Let's see what we got here.
Yeah, best third party. Kicking it off, we got the So-So Toys, The Boss Man. We have, also by So-So Toys, Cajun Card Dealer. We got the Game Toys, Cloud Strife. And we got the famous Present Toys, Indiana Jones. Lastly, we got again another one by So-So Toys, The Trickster.
Damn, So coming in hot this
I
year.
know. So-So Toys are just coming all over that.
Whoa.
Well,
Yeah.
I think the Indiana Jones is a great figure, to be honest. And I think in any other year, this would be the best third party. But the Boss Man is such a crazy figure. I mean, it has everything, right? Multiple outfits. You got the two portraits. Got great looking portraits on top of that. And I think the blood effects are very well done on that. We got to watch Useby unbox this on Monday nights, and this is who I voted for. So I gave the nod to So-So Toys this year.
Yeah, it's no surprise I went with Cloud Strife by Game Toys. I think anybody who has had this figure in hand can really kind of testify to why this figure is so well done. So yeah, that was my pick.
You love to see a category without a Hot Toys figure.
Can all breathe a sigh of relief.
Yeah.
I gave this one to the Boss Man. I actually watched the show last year, into this year. Actually, it was this year. Never mind. It wasn't last year, this year. And I loved his performance, D'Onofrio's performance as Kingpin. And I really think So nailed it on the head, this portrait, and the figure overall. So mine went to the Boss Man. With, again, Cajun Card Dealer, very close.
Yeah, and really strong showing for Soso Toys. All great figures. As Zach said, yeah, the indie is really good. It gives people a cheap, affordable base to start that painstaking and expensive experience of building custom indie figures, rather than having to pay stupid money for a DXO5 that's falling apart. And the jacket is real leather, and you can do some really good stuff with it and make it look 100 times better than in that picture. Having said that, I did vote for the Boss Man. It just looks a fantastic figure, and you know what you're getting for the money. So yeah, that was my vote.
Well, for me, I think the Boss Man looks pretty good. I actually think for the facial sculpt, I found the Cloud Strife the best for fitting the look to the character. But I voted for Cajun Card Dealer because I think that is Gambit, man. And Gambit's one of my favorite X-Men of all time. I think they lapped the Sideshow figure, just double ran around it in circles and stuff. For how
They did what?
They lapped it, like
Oh,
racing.
lapped. That you said blapped.
Lapped it, like
All right.
lapped it around.
Blapped all
for
the
how
time,
much?
Marco. Are you kidding me?
That's right.
But I actually think overall this was probably one of maybe the strongest field for when comparison for the nominees, because this isn't one where there's anyone that's necessarily bad, or I think you go, I don't know why is this one on here necessarily.
Completely
That's the
agree,
other
Lane.
ones.
Completely agree.
Lane almost broke it down into a country song there.
So for me, it comes down to the battle between Cajun Card Dealer and Cloud Strife. Only reason I'm going to give it to Cloud Strife is because I was actually able to get that figure. But it is solid. It's really good. I have zero complaints about it.
I believe I passed on this one, but if I were to pick one, I would give it to the Boss Man. I love the character in the show, and I would definitely want to own a version of him.
Yeah, this has got to be the Cajun Card Dealer for me. Beautiful figure, one that I had to track down. This was my first third-party figure because I was always scared, like I don't want, I don't want to venture down that road. But really glad I did. Already have ordered the Rogue and want to see other X-Men from this line. So really happy with the way this one turned out.
I'm surprised none of you guys went with the Trickster. I ended up voting for the Boss Man because I love the blood effect. I love the Vincent D'Onofrio head sculpt. But honestly, that honorable mention for the Richard E. Grant sculpt, I think he looks like a little bit like a yellow Kermit the Frog. But I still think the face itself is a fantastic likeness to the actor. So definitely a runner-up, but the Boss Man got my vote.
Definitely. A lot of people are saying that other figures should have been on the list. It all just depends on who was nominated, how frequently they were nominated, and all of these had multiple nominations. There was a few figures in that category that had won, but the way that we do this is we just pick the top 5 and then vote on those. So, hopefully next year we get more nominations. I think this year we're pretty light, but we'll go from there. John, are you ready to announce the winner?
Oh, it's my honor.
Oh, the honor's all mine, my friend.
The winner goes to The Boss Man by So Toys. You love to see it. What the?
You love to see it. You love to see it. Duck Collector, the XL Kingpin, the one that's like 36 inches tall. I want to say that was last year, and that's absolutely not what we're talking about today. That's That's
You
great.
could accuse us of maybe stacking the deck for So Toys for winning the award and coming up to do their acceptance speech this year.
So this competition was pretty close. We had 32% for the Boss Man, 19.7% for Cajun Card Dealer, 18% for Cloud Strife and Indiana Jones, and then the Trickster with 11.5%. So very close there on this one. Certainly, I think the most competitive that we've seen thus far. Let's go here, and then we'll go here. What was your favorite purchase this year, guys? Mine, I gotta say, the 3D printing stuff was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. But figure-wise, obviously it's the most recent figure that I picked up, so there's probably a little bit of bias there. But I'm really happy with the Gandalf the White. I think for the price I paid, getting it 4 days after I ordered it, the quality of the figure, the unboxing experience with Pete and Mark, the figure on the shelf, I think it looks great. It's a lot of fun, and for me, that was my favorite pickup this year. What about you, Dean?
Yeah, my favorite pickup has got to be the Game Toys Cloud. He's literally my favorite character of all time over any franchise ever. So to have a proper 6-scale version of him was a dream come true. And I got him a little bit more than retail, but not as much as he's going for. I think he's like a $600 or $700 figure now, and he retailed for like $150. So, yeah, that was my ultimate pickup. Thank you. Shit.
Oh, yeah.
Rick?
I forgot his name.
Rick.
No.
What a fucking fool. John, what is your favorite pickup this year? While Dean's combobulating.
This is strictly
his brain?
figures, eh? I don't.
A statue, anything, whatever
Anything?
you want. The
I know I
thing
dabbled
you
in
bought this year, then you were like, man, this is a can of gabagool. You know what I'm saying?
I know I bought it some figures early in the year, and then I'm on my silent protest, almost like a Gandhi.
You're like,
I almost said
yeah,
Gandalf.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
But I'll say statue. We'll throw some statue love in here. I want to say it's the Thor. Between the 3rd scale Batman by Prime and the Thor, I think just the Thor doing the live unboxing with you guys and everything and that initial shock added to the experience. So the 3rd scale Thor by Legendary Beast Studios, I think that's going to be the one for me.
Dean, do you mean thank you, Brenton?
Yeah, Brenton Palmer.
Wow.
Jesus.
That's how you do
That's
blood.
how you do Brenton.
That's not even how you say his name, Dean. Okay. Come on.
Brenton Palmer.
You know what I started doing?
That's what I was trying to remember when I was going to say his name, and it threw me off.
Ben Thomas is dressed like CeeLo Green right now, so you know.
Nobody.
Wow.
Wow.
Rainer,
CeeLo
what
White.
was
Cold
your...
down here.
Jesus Christ, John.
Well, he has that. It's a white. It looks
Yeah,
like
I
a polar
know,
bear.
I'll give him a Coca-Cola. He'll be good.
Did it snow up there
Rainer.
yet? Hold on a second. This is important conversation. Did it snow up there yet, Ben?
Oh yeah, it's been snowing for weeks.
It's crazy.
How cold is it, Ben?
So cold. Well, it was only -20 today, but
I'm sorry, what?
That's Celsius.
Only?
I don't know what that does at Fahrenheit, but
no
last
way.
week it got to -35, so it was good. Like in the basement down here, it gets
No
real freaking.
way.
I thought you were
It's
looking a little
been
pale
like
today.
-3.
Why do you think
here
I'm
the
always
UK,
in
hasn't
bed? That's where it's warmest. Let's be honest. Tough
I
now.
thought you were like sick or something. I don't know.
Oh no, I'm not sick. I'm just cold as hell.
No, that's
Don't
that's
mind me, guys.
That's his natural complexion.
He's just a baller.
Jesus Christ. Rainer, what was your favorite purchase this year?
Oh, geez, that's a tough one. I've had a lot of new purchases this year. I gotta say it's a good battle between my Aloy Prime 1 from Horizon Zero Dawn and the Minato from Hex Collectibles. Both fantastic statues. If I had to pick one, I'm gonna have to give it to the Aloy just because of the BS I had to go through to get the Minato.
Wow. Lane, what about you? You're on mute, bro.
It was statue wise was definitely my J&D Catwoman and Hathaway version. Like that thing is amazing. I don't care what anybody says. Face sculpt is great if you actually look at it in hand. The detail on it and everything, you got your bang for your buck with that one. That may change a little bit because my J&D Harley just shipped out to me today, so it is going to get here before the end of the year. But that statue-wise, figure-wise, it's thrown both up. Like, just that's my favorite, like by far.
Dude, that throne is massive. When I got to see it at your house, I didn't think it would take up almost a whole Detolf shelf. That's insane.
Yeah.
Who's that by again? Hot Toys? You hate to hear it.
All hail the
One
king, baby.
respect.
For me, it'd be a figure that we're going to be talking about in a little while. Is the Hot Toys Snow Speeder Luke? So good that I bought 2.
Wow.
Nice. That is
well,
a beauty.
it's a fantastic
figure.
base for an X-wing Luke as well. So I have one as Snow Speeder, and the other one I stripped down, got Ian to print me out a few little 3D bits, and it makes for a really good X-wing Luke as well. So yeah, that's definitely my best purchase of the year.
Sean?
Mine was the SH Figuarts Mark 1. Thanks to Dylan for selling it to me. It just brought back so many memories from Iron Man 1, just messing with it, having some fun. It was a figure I missed out on the original release. And he sold it to me for an amazing price. So I appreciate that, and just the memories it brought back from 08.
Yeah, I would say hands down the Boldo 2.0, life-changing, great purchase. But if we're talking collecting wise, it is recency bias. But, Lane and Pete actually took the exact figures I was going to talk about. Both the Throne Boba and Snowspeeder Luke. Just incredible, made me feel giddy when I opened them. Like, wow, this is like a real release that I've been waiting for in kind of Hot Toys. Really having a really strong year here with those Star Wars releases. So yeah, blown away by those, and by far my 2 favorite.
I like all the Mr. Freeze puns, by the way. Everybody in the chat, love to see it. My favorite figure, or at least that I collected this year in 6 scale, was my Black Panther Killmonger figure. I don't want to give anything away, but got to see the guy again recently, and
God damn it, you just gave it away.
Well, I didn't say when, I'm just saying. Either way, I freaking loved that figure. I've never owned a Black Panther figure up till now. I really like Michael B. Jordan. He's a badass actor, and he's going to just be, continue to be badass in his life, I think. So yeah, I had to get a Michael B. Jordan in the flesh / figure form, and it did not disappoint.
So you met Michael B. Jordan?
I've not met Michael B. Jordan. No.
So
No,
what
I would like to.
Oh.
I would like to. I would let him share the blanket if he wanted to snuggle.
No, I thought you said you just
You
met.
could
How
definitely
would you
share the
describe
blanket.
him?
Forget it. I'm lost.
And I'll just say for Marco real quick, I know
I'm too
Pete
cold
would
to
do it
think
too
straight.
if he felt like it, but we can just go. We stole your idea beforehand.
Love to see it.
Pete, getting back on
Hello.
track here. Best portrait. Let's hear what we got.
Yeah, we have Dracula by Caustic Plastic, Gandalf the White by Asmus,
Here we go. Now we're getting. Now we're cooking fire.
Boba Fett on Throne, Hot Toys, the Boss Man, So Toys,
Oh boy.
and Vito Corleone from Damn Toys.
This was tough. This was
Real
tough.
tough.
There's so many good fucking portraits. I think from a technical standpoint, I think the Asmus portrait, with the rooting and everything else is a really strong portrait. I voted for the Vito Corleone portrait. I think Damn Toys took it to the next level. But Caustic Plastic Dracula, one of the best portraits I've seen in a long time. And Boba Fett on Throne. Finally got to see it in person this weekend at Lane's place. But man, that's a stunning portrait also. These are all amazing portraits. Even the So-So Toys, you get 2 portraits in that figure set. So these are all really, really good portraits.
Yeah, I really, really wanted to give it to Asmus because of the improvement on their previous releases of Gandalf. This one is just so good. There's still little to be desired. Like, I could kind of look at it at certain angles and be like, okay, well, maybe it could be better. But the Boba Fett on Throne
Yeah.
is so convincing who it's supposed to be. It's undeniably better than all these other ones. Like, it's so good. So my vote is Boba Fett.
I was 100% in the same boat, Dean. I went with Boba because I remember when they first teased that portrait. The proto and production are basically the same. There was no, in my opinion, there was no lack of detail. I think it was perfection. One of the best portraits to date, in my opinion. So I did have to give that to the Hot Toys Boba.
It pains him to say it.
It sounds
Pains
like
of a
glory word to me.
I didn't want to give it to Gandalf the Mop. I mean the White.
How dare you, John? I got Mr. Clean over there. How dare you?
Well, so I do think this could be the argument of the hardest maybe overall one here for this, just because this is almost like a 1A, B, C, D for these guys. I really looked at the Asmus Gandalf the White quite a bit because I do think, like as was mentioned, the rooted hair, which is maybe a little bit trickier than some of the sculpting they did for the others to make it look good. They did my favorite incarnation of Gandalf. I really looked at these, but at the end of the day, I had to go through a Boba. I love this face. I mean, I literally sent a figure body back. I sent an entire figure back to get a replacement because I couldn't get one of the pieces out so I could attach the head sculpt. I've never done that before. So, throwing Boba, this head sculpt was my favorite by far.
Interesting. I think hair changes the look of any sculpt either way. So I think that the bald guys on this list have a little bit of an advantage. However, we use the word shrink ray a lot on Collecting Weekly, and I would say of the 5 that are in front of me here, I agree Boba has that shrink ray feel. You know exactly who the heck that's supposed to be. And I don't even have him in hand yet, which is exciting because it's on the way. So, yeah, that got my vote, 100%.
Cool. Yeah, a very strong category. I think they're all fantastic. Love the Gandalf. If I could have got him if they'd done a release on its own, hands down, I'd have bought one of those. Don't need another horse. Haven't got room for a horse. Boss Man, yeah, looks fantastic. The Boba Fett is amazing. Really, really good. Yeah, Vito, love that too. I went with Dracula, and that was one of my nominations, and I was pleased to see that. I couldn't have been the only person that nominated that for it to kind of get into here. I covet this figure. I will own it one day, but it's a little bit pricey to get him over here to the UK at the moment. So, but I love Universal Monsters. I love Bela Lugosi. So yeah, for me it was the Dracula Caustic Plastic.
Pete, this was the one that had the coffin, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's a version
it was
with the
well
coffin,
done.
yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And I think the candle even had a little that effect.
Yeah.
That little
Yeah, I
candle
remember
picture.
reviewing this. Yeah. This was cool. This was a good release. Yeah.
I think with this one, I want to say you could get it with and without the coffin. I think
I think
it
so.
was like a
You
deluxe
could, yeah.
version.
Yeah, and there was
this is a great
an
figure.
exclusive one that had the tombstone of Bela Lugosi
Yes,
as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking right now at Vito and at Boba, and they're both really strong sculpts, but I have to say that the Boba sculpt is just so incredible. I think Ben's right, though. The bald factor kind of, gives it an unfair advantage. That being said, like, I'm staring at him. He's, like, staring right back at me. It's almost creepy how freaking good this sculpt is. So that's far and away my favorite one.
And you said I was stoned.
Yeah, right. If you see me staring off over here, I'm like, what are you looking at?
Whoa, is that figure like totally looking at me, bro?
He is, I'm telling you.
You're talking to me?
That's right.
I went with Gandalf. I thought that was going to be the right answer, and that's kind
Wow.
of
The
why
right
I chose it. But then after looking at some of these other ones, I was like, no, I'm wrong.
Love the way you said Gandalf, and love that you gave him your vote.
It's like you paid him off, Zach.
A few nickels, and it was all it took. Pete, are you ready to announce the winner?
I am ready, yes, always.
Be careful, Pete.
And the winner is Boba Fett on throne.
Uncle
Hot
Fester.
Toys.
Oh, I mean
Look
Boba
at
Fett.
that.
Nice.
Look at that. Look at that. What a
Yeah.
Hot Toys mopping up the awards. You hate to see it, and you love to see it. Let's look at the chart
Glorious
here.
sight.
59% of the vote
Wow.
for Hot Toys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
18% for Asmus.
Damn.
11.5% for Vito Corleone, 6.6% for Soso Toys, and 5% for Dracula.
I'm
Yeah, it's well-
surprised
it's
the
well-
Soso Toys was so low.
It's well deserved. That Hot
It
Toys
was in-
portrait,
yeah,
very well deserved.
strong company, Dean. I think,
Yeah.
you know.
But good on Damn Toys too for guy that Vito is beautiful.
Absolutely. Dean, as we kind of turn the corner here, the last two categories,
Yeah.
best 1/6 scale, go ahead and kick us off.
Yeah, these are the nominees for the best 1/6 scale figure of the year. We got Hot Toys Miles Morales from Into the Spider-Verse. Luke Skywalker from Empire Strikes Back, the Hoth pilots.
Snowspeeder?
Snowspeeder. Yeah, thank you. Hot Toys. Boba Fett on Throne. Hot Toys from Mandalorian. Vito Corleone from Damn Toys. The Godfather. Gandalf the White. Asmus, as made famous by the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Yeah, what a solid lineup of figures. Zach, what are you thinking?
I love Miles Morales, as Danny calls him. I
Yeah.
do. I really do.
Yeah, you get a lot of stuff with that figure.
But the thing, and I know really this is the best quality, but for me, I haven't gotten it yet, and I'm still hoping to get it, but just how long it took, you know, some things that we knew were never going to happen, right? Like the branded Nikes, I think, are holding it back a little bit for me.
Yeah.
But that Luke is so strong. I hadn't really looked at it that much. And then when Marco got it at OxCon, that night I had checked out some reviews, and damn, that's a stunning figure. That's a really well done figure. And I mean, that one also did take quite a while to come out, but yeah, this was a tough choice. I like the Gandalf, obviously. For me, that's my personal favorite figure, but you know, if you're judging in terms of quality, it's got to be between Miles and Luke. And for me, just the tiniest bit more for Luke, but Miles is also my favorite. You know, with Gandalf, my favorite character. So yeah, this was a tough one for me.
Yeah, so I mean, Gandalf came with a damn horse. Like, you really got the bang for your buck with Gandalf.
Yeah.
Miles Morales, again, tons of accessories in there. If it came with branded Nikes, it would have won for me.
100%.
It would have gotten my vote. But that one detail, just I can't vote for it. Boba Fett on Throne, super impressive. Same thing with Vito Corleone. You get a chair, a cat. I mean, come on. But for me, it had to go to Luke, man. I mean, this is a figure people wanted for a very long time, and the Sideshow one was like a $600 figure, and this one just blows it out of the water. Yeah, Luke got my vote.
Same boat
See
here.
it.
I think, but best overall, with the accessories, and I like the base. I have to go with Luke. The way that the way you can make the base look like he's hanging off the AT-AT or AT, whatever the hell you guys call it. I give it to Luke. Boba has best portrait, but overall, Luke took it for me.
John's been
I'm
drinking
sorry.
too much wine. He forgot to how to spell AT-AT.
AT-AT,
Same.
AT-AT. I was gonna say ATST, but whatever.
Stacy, give me a hard time.
It's true though.
Better than said ATR.
Not wine tonight. Tonight's a little bit of a vermouth.
Wow.
Fancy.
We're going classy.
Wow,
yeah.
fancy. Very classy in the Godinho household. We love
That's it. Oh, I love the
Well,
the pronunciation was perfection right there.
You know, I learn a lot about pronunciation. I can say Juan like the best of them.
Oh, look at that, the learning. I remember when he first came on. Jean?
Joao.
Joao? Having a stroke now.
How dare you?
but yeah, this is some really good choices here. I think the access, like the horse coming with Gandalf and everything, is definitely a plus for that figure. The Luke obviously is really good, and Luke Skywalker is my favorite Star Wars character. I haven't actually seen the Miles movie, so it made me hard to kind of like buy in completely to that figure version of him, even though I had played Miles on the PS4 game. But this was no contest. It was Boba Throne for me. Best portrait. I think it's I love the armor and the layout to the repaint, and this seeing him in season 2 of Mando, which still may be my favorite modern Star Wars stuff, bar Andor. And just this throne, guys. I know you talk about the horse and other stuff, and you like the base. To me, this throne blows all those bases and accessories out of the water. Like, this is one of the, to me, best accessories of anything Hot Toys has ever put out. The detail, the weathering, the weight, how it goes with the figure, and then obviously the regular stuff Boba comes with, and the portrait just as kind of the icing on the cake. This to me was the best figure this year that they put out. Hot Toys are in 6 scale and Jedi.
Gandalf came with the whole horns, right, Dean? A whole horns.
Yeah, horns.
Is that a Canadian joke?
That's a
Sort
Trailer
of.
Park Boys joke.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean, all of these figures come with some pretty impressive accessories, so no question there. The Vito is amazing, and of course, like we've said, that Luke is also fantastic. The weathering, the details in some of the accessories. But I have to still give it to Boba on Throne. I think for sheer presence in the collection, kind of like Lean's pointed out there for him.
That is a smart man. Very smart man.
Such a standout piece. And I think will be something that's really truly sought after in the future once it's gone, right? And like having that, being able to recreate that scene, especially once we get our hands on Fennec Shand down the road, there'll be some really cool stuff to be had with that throne. I nominated Miles, but when I started thinking about the reason why I collect 6 scale, I collect it for, trying to essentially collect 1/6 scale versions of little people. And I honestly think that animated figures are, I want to say, easier to make. So that takes kind of a knock away from Miles. As cool as I think that figure is, and I asked for him for Christmas either way. but still, Boba gets the vote for me on this one.
Best of luck with the
this
what turns up in your sack at Christmas.
this Santa Claus mate get over
What
the
is,
camera.
Jesus Christ. I don't want to know what shows up in Ben's sack for Christmas.
Jesus.
Lots of tiny little
what
Ben
or who?
Thomases.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Great, strong category. I think I might be controversial here, but as well as I understand that some of these come with really cool accessories, a horse, a throne and stuff, but for me it's focusing on the figure. And it's almost like we could have a new category next year, best accessory, because we're getting some really good accessories and bits and pieces like that. But
It's not a bad
for me,
idea.
I already told you I bought 2 of them. It's Luke. The Sideshow one was passable. The head sculpt was horrible. And it was going for stupid money. And this was one of the most awaited figures, I think, for any Star Wars collector. It's one of those iconic looks. It pops on the shelf with the orange. I think everything was really well done. And so for me, yeah, definitely Hot Toys Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, this is an incredibly tough one. There are some incredible releases on here, and then there's Gandalf as well. But I think overall,
How fucking dare you.
it's really hard to choose one. Love the Vito Corleone, like really strong release, great value with all he comes with. Luke, all the details, was really blown away. Miles, can't wait to get that one in hand. Hopefully here very soon. But I have to go with the Boba on Throne. I don't think Lane was kind of being hyperbolic when he was hyping up how well done the throne is. I've got the Wakanda throne, and that one's like pretty nice. Like the paint applications are nice, but it's a little bit flimsy. It doesn't necessarily like blow you away, but unboxing this throne and the figure, that was my first time seeing that sculpt in person as well, because I just got the single pack and missed out on the Boba robed version. Just overall, just a really sweet package. So that's the figure I choose for figure of the year.
I went with the Miles. I think it looks amazing, and the animated accessory piece that you get for it with like the base and stuff is kind of what does it for me. I really enjoyed those little touches in the movie, and to have that as part of the figure is a really nice touch.
Oh. All right. Are you guys ready to see who won? Dean, are you ready to announce the winner?
Yes, and the winner is Wow,
What?
Hot Toys, Miles
Interesting.
Morales.
This shit's rigged.
Wow,
Wow.
This is
That's a
a rigged
surprise.
ass.
shocked.
Not rigged.
I like it.
Genuinely shocked.
It's not.
Wow.
Hang on, wait. Let me make sure I'm on the right one.
Yeah, let me make sure I'm bringing the
Mouse.
Photoshop
Yeah,
grid.
let me-
Right screen.
let me add a few votes real quick. So this one I mentioned yesterday on unboxing when I said a
Wow.
figure was winning by one vote.
Oh.
It was Miles Morales by one vote
Wow.
over Luke.
See, would you get Vivi to vote? That's some bull.
How dare you? And it's funny, we picked up 2 votes when I made that post, and they were 1-1. So it was almost literally a tie. So
Well, good to see it was between Luke.
yeah,
yeah.
Luke and Miles, and then third place was Boba Fett on Throne, and then tied for fourth was Vito and Gandalf.
Wow.
I'm very surprised that Boba didn't get one.
Yeah, me too.
You got best portrait, Lane. Take it and take it. And go.
Man,
Yeah.
It's a tough
Our
category.
last category, figure of the year. We have Miles Morales by Hot Toys from Into the Spider-Verse, The Boss Man by So-So Toys from Daredevil, Gandalf the White by Asmus, made famous by The Two Towers and Return of the King. I like the way you did that, Dean. That was classy. The Hulkbuster by 3-0 from Avengers Age of Ultron, Boba Fett on Throne by Hot Toys, and Luke Skywalker by Hot Toys. We also had a 6 in this category, so Luke was the 6th in this category, but Miles Morales by Hot Toys. And again, that really just came down to the frequency of the nomination. I think Pete nominated Luke, and I think there may have been one more, but all these other figures had 2, 3, 4, 5 nominations, and that's how we chose them. This category, a little bit tougher now that we're adding in probably, well, now that we know it's not arguably, but the best third-party figure, the best 1/12 figure. For me, though, I went Luke for this category. I still think it's a strong figure. Still had the same gripes with Miles. And I'm curious if anyone else's opinions changed or if they kind of still voted for their favorite 1/6 scale figure.
No, I went with Luke again on this one. Again, just how long people wanted this figure for, and weren't gonna spend a ridiculous amount of money on the sideshow one. So I love to see it.
Yeah, I still kept my decision with Luke. Again, Boba was close, but we have different. I'd say we'd have different variations and ways of getting the Boba, and Luke is just so far in between. You hardly see a Luke come to market. So to see this rendition come to fruition was really cool, and he still got my vote.
Fruition, it's a new.
I think
It's
that's
like
the way
that
you say it
Usher,
in Canada.
that remix
Fruition.
to Fruition.
Isn't that a word? What are you talking about? That's a word. What did I say?
Fruition.
Fruition and say what's it supposed to be pronounced?
Fruition.
F-R-U.
Fruition?
Fruition, yes.
Okay, hold on a second. This is like a smidget.
A smidget.
Here.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like a
Here we go.
Exactly like that.
Here we go.
Can I change my moment of the year?
It's
Actually?
I
a
say
SKU or an
fruition?
SKU or
It's the remove.
Yeah,
remove.
Marco with the SKU. It's like, bro, it's
How am I catching a stray all of a sudden?
yeah, it's fruition.
It is fruition. Fuck. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Jesus.
I'm okay with that. It was a Rickyism.
There you go.
Wait a second.
I don't know whose turn is it. Someone go.
Well,
Lane, it's all you, buddy.
Right now, since we got a lot of similar things, the only thing that made me kind of have to consider was the Hulkbuster. But I still went with Throne Boba. He is my figure of the year by far. I just think everything, as I mentioned before, I think he's the total package you could look for a figure and everything that could come with it. Hulkbuster, with the engineering movement and everything and what it is for its size, was very, very like 1A almost though to him.
I kept my vote the same at Boba Fett on Throne. It may be different next year once I've got Miles in hand, hopefully, from Santa Claus, but we'll see how it goes. See what's in the sack.
Yeah. Looking forward to seeing that.
Will you send us pictures of your sack, Ben?
Yeah.
I will if you guys really want.
If Pete
Wow.
specifically
New
would get
this
the
week.
email so you
yeah, just privately. Yeah.
That's right.
I
Bing says
yeah.
moment of the year.
$7.99.
Mike Oxlon got John to say his name on stream. Jesus.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
Mike Oxon, guys.
That's good.
Sean.
Yeah, I stuck with the same vote for that I voted for 1/6. Luke Skywalker Hot Toys for me all the way. Banger figure.
Fuck, I swear if Miles wins, I'm fucking.
Oh boy,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
I don't think that's the wrong choice though, because Miles seems like a great release. But I'm going to stick with Boban Throne figure of the year for me.
Wow.
I went with the Hulkbuster. I think just everything you get with it, everything you can do with it is as good or just as good as the Hot Toys version, and you could actually get it into a pretty decent pose and keep it there for a long time. So I went with that.
The right choice for the small talk presenter, Sean. Well done.
Can I get
All right.
Can I get a drum roll, please? As we close out the awards with our figure of the year. Our figure of the year is. Oh, what the hell! I didn't put the slide in.
Oh, you hate.
What happened?
Okay,
Jesus.
all right.
Technical difficulties.
Here we go, Steve Harvey over here.
If it is, if it is who I
Whoa, Mike Oxon in the chat.
Hang on.
if it is who I think it is, you did actually put the slide in. It was just early, and it was a spoiler. But I don't know if anyone caught it.
Wow, if
Oh,
if
did I
you're
really?
right, Marco, I'm not even.
Yeah.
I won't be
I
coming to
think
the
I
next
did
award
it.
show. I'll tell you that because that's bull.
Yeah,
Wait, did I really mess up?
Yeah,
Well,
because
I
you
think
mentioned it
they
twice.
ended
Find out.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
Miles.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think.
Wow,
Oh,
Miles
okay.
won
I
figure
did.
of the year.
Oh, damn it.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
I thought it popped.
I don't
up
know
where
who's
something
voting
was
here, guys,
earlier.
but this
Yeah.
is
Damn it.
Yeah.
it's like the
Thanks for-
American
thanks for-
elections here.
Thanks for not calling me out, Marco.
Yeah,
18,
of course, I'll never. Hey, I
30
realize this is an incredible task to put these all together. So once
I know what happened.
Okay,
I'm
Marco,
not
you already
throwing
have a
anyone
spot on
under
the
bus.
panel, buddy.
It was my fault.
I think we're all genuinely shocked by these
Hot
answers.
Toys Miles Morales with 8. Jesus, I feel so stupid. 29.5% of the vote. It was when I was importing all those slides in. Yeah, that's my bad. 29.5% of the vote. Second place, Hulkbuster. So beat out Luke. Third place, Luke. Fourth place, Boba Fett on Throne. Fifth place, Asmus Gandalf the White. And then So Toys the Boss Man. Man, I feel like a fool.
Aren't you guys supposed to? Didn't you write in the stipulation, don't drink and vote?
Jesus Christ. King says, what about when Mike Oxlon got Sideshow to give him a birthday shout out?
I swear.
That was hilarious because they brought out the board and everything.
I'd love to know who voted for Miles because nobody in the chat looks like they supported. So,
Yeah, that's here. We got some other things to do here.
Get out and vote next year, guys. If you're upset.
Yeah, there's people
Yeah.
that will complain,
Dude,
but at the same time,
how many people listen to this show?
probably 10, 12,
4,
13.
7,
2.5.
Philippines. We're real big, real
61
strong in the
people voted.
Philippines.
14 and a half, yes.
We have people on this panel didn't even vote.
It's 'cause people are lazy. Well, not here.
So we have giveaways, but I'm gonna start with our. Let me zoom out. Why is it so zoomed in? We have a giveaway that we're doing right now for a $50 gift card. So we have
Hey.
102, and if we roll a host, I'll just re-roll until we get a
What?
not a host.
What about a guest host?
Yeah, we can't win.
What?
What is wrong with you?
It's garbage.
Give it to the fans.
Garbage.
Here we go. Here we go. 1 to 102. Let me let's do this here. 1 to 102. Let's see who wins here.
I call Equan.
62.
If it's fucking Equan again, I will be so upset.
62.
I will end my career with.
Victorino Juarez.
Wow.
Let's go.
Holla at your boy. I know this guy, but you got to message me. I'm not messaging you, Victorino. Victorino Juarez, congratulations for winning our
Yeah, nice.
yeah.
Congratulations.
I love to see
Yo,
it.
Victorino.
And also, let me just plug these giveaways too. So, Sean, tell us about the small talk giveaway.
Yeah, so on Small Talk, we have a few things. We got the main one, which is the selfie figure. If you win that giveaway, you'll get your own selfie figure. It will take a few minutes to get there. January, February is probably a better date. But because of that, we are also giving away the Boba Fett, the black suit Boba Fett. That was an exclusive. And then thanks to Lane, we got some Storm Collectibles skeletons. So
Yeah.
he had talked about them on Small Talk this last week, and he unboxed one of the figures, and soon after that he was like, "Hey, you know what? We're gonna put this towards y'all's giveaway." So you got 3 things you can get. One person's gonna get all 3. You'll get 2 figures right out front, and then the selfie figure when everything is printed and painted and ready for you.
So, does that mean, Lane, you were cleaning the skeletons out of your closet? That was good. That was good. I gotta write that one
Now
down.
we also have the Hot Toys Classic Suit Spider-Man giveaway. So this is our like 3rd major giveaway of the holiday season.
Yeah.
All you have to do is fill out this form. I linked it in the comment section, and you can win a Hot Toys Classic Spider-Man figure. The box is slightly destroyed due to an accident.
Yeah. Okay.
Dean broke
Full
it.
disclosure.
What happened?
So we
Dean
picked
was
it up from
fucking around
Lane.
with the box
Hold
and
on, let
monkeying
me
it
explain
around.
the story.
Fucking,
We
like,
picked it up from
danky
Lane.
can.
Lane warned us that the box was a little, not worse for wear, but it had some issues. Cattywampus. So we get to my house and we had a bunch of stuff to unload. So I was like, Zach, I'll take it to your car. And he was like, thanks. So I grab it, and on the way to his car, he pushed me from behind.
What the hell?
And
What?
I tripped.
Was this?
Yeah, it was, I don't know.
Did he just? Was he just kind of go, "Oop"?
No, I think he wanted
It was like the
to blame
assassination
me
attempt
for
on
something.
Caesar.
Yeah, it was
I think you need
crazy.
to throw the
I don't
red
know.
flag on that and review the play.
I have I have it on cameras in front of my house.
I don't
Oh,
know.
even
It just-
better. Hear my reaction. What the hell did you do to the box?
I don't know.
Yeah,
It honestly looked when it happened. It almost looked like that dude that's like, why can't I hold all these pairs? Because the box like it like literally origamied itself somehow. It was
It was the weirdest, and I was like an inch away from like putting it down. Like it was like the weirdest thing. But yeah, so the box is a little worse for wear because of Zach.
the bonus
Yeah.
code. We do bonus codes for this giveaway. The bonus code for the Spider-Man giveaway is
Awards.
awards. I was gonna say cattywampus, but awards is pretty good too.
Don't worry about the box. It's free, and the figure is fantastic. I own it.
Oh, it's a
Yeah,
beautiful
you
figure.
would not
Somebody-
be disappointed. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody was posting pictures of theirs just in like one of the groups.
Just with the background and
So
just all, we
good.
talk
Yeah.
about sex
Yeah.
stories. I think if we'd had that is a legit. That is another figure that for
Yeah.
160 or something could have been a legitimate figure of the
100%.
year.
It's great. Thanks. Yeah, very generous of you, Lane. Thank you.
Speaking of some of the best of the year, Dean, let's talk about our Patreonies.
Yeah, we give a quick shout out to Sean Fear, Ian CB, Renee Mendez, Eric Maritzkal, Quinn Aguirre, King Louis, Mark Pearson, Paul Schreiber, James Colley, Equan, Chris Valencerina, Ben Thomas, Chris Slutty, David Jones, Sam Giss, Daminator, Joel Bretta, Thomas Clark, Sweet Danny Lee, Deanie Martin, Stephen Krett, Big Ol' Fern, King Zach, Caesar Marquin, Mark Phillips, Lisa Martin Bomonsky, Rick DeGregorio, the Everyday Collector, Ricardo Valdez, Jose CZ, Erwin Ezestina, the Illustrious Rainer, Aled Morgan, Tukathri Awad, Derek B, Eris Portillo, Pablo Meza, Carlos Saavedra, D-Rock, Matt Clevenger, Seth Tucker, CC3PO, Scott Smith, Don McDonald, Jimmy James, Stephen Purchase, Sean Usby, Scott Bradley, Steve and Maria Stanley, Eddie Manzanares, Louis Bennett, Chip Parent, Jimmy Hernandez, Gigi the Judgmental, and Brenton Palmer. Whoa! Who jumped the gun?
Whoa!
Who was that?
It glitched on my end.
When I started playing on
First
Club
the box
Crickets.
and now this, Zach? God.
How dare you, Dean? How dare you? let me double check something. I think I may have made 2 mistakes today.
Oh yeah, that Miles definitely didn't win. So who won? Really won?
No, not
Oh,
that.
okay, sorry.
Hang on. I just want to make sure something. Pete made a great point. Yeah, because let's see. We also want to thank Mark Randolph for also being a Patreon. This I copied all these slides and made a copy so I could erase them and have them later. And I forgot to put
Can
a
we
slide
call
on
Mark Marky Mark?
there. That's a you thing. So
Zach.
for December,
Zach, we have a question in the chat from Fat Batman's Collecting Nightmare. How does one join the
oh,
Patreon?
how does one join the Patreon?
Yeah.
I'm glad you asked. You can click that link there. There's 4 tiers to choose from, which we'll talk about here in just a second. And you can get access to over 150 episodes of Ox After Dark, Different tiers give you stickers or certificates or multiple stickers, pog sets, everything like that. And actually, Fat Batman messaged me because I got more work done on your commission that you wanted. But look at this magnet for December. Look at that.
Hey,
This thing is
decent.
crispy.
Such
Even
a
has the year
beauty.
on it and everything.
Shout out
Yeah,
to
so-
Manny.
Yeah, Manny did a
Thanks,
great
Manny.
job on this magnet, and this is part of the new
Aw,
$7.50 tier. So, unfortunately, all the orders are finalized for those. So, if you haven't switched over, I cannot guarantee that you'll get that magnet for December. Unfortunately, that's just kind of we had to place that order to get it in time for the holidays. But yeah, these are the tiers here. We start at $5 for the digital tier, $7.50 for physical benefits tier, 1 sticker design a month, sent every other month. $15 for the certified crispy certificate on your first pledge, and then $25 a month is the Pog Deluxe set on your first pledge, and doubles of all the stickers we send. So really great way to support the network. Another great way to support the network is by becoming a YouTube channel member. And we want to thank Mojo Z78, Absolute Irwin, DK Avengers 702, OMFG Rick, S Beam, Andres IB, Daminator, Sam Gist, Thomas Clark, Benjamin Hansen, Chris V, Big O Fern, Cram, OG Fan, Mark Pearson, Ben Thomas, Paul Schreiber, Andrew Gibo, CC3PO, Carlito, CT603, Eddie Money Mendez, Sia Dreams, J Sia, B Chan, and Fat Batman for their support of our YouTube channel. Benefits start at 99 cents if you're a Patreon member, or $2.99 if you are not, and 100% of those income goes to supporting the show and all the different fun things that we do, like giveaways and whatnot. Here's a look at the network. We got After Dark tomorrow at 10:30. OFAC, I think it's around 2:30 Central Time. And then Friday, of course, as per usual, we have Club. John, you're doing statue awards. I think you're going to make a post on Auxiliary, a pinned post this week. Tell us, I think you said end of the year is when you're doing yours.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do it for December 30th show. Just making sure we can have a full panel for then. But yeah, it's exciting. Lots of I've been posting in club, not in club, in Auxiliary, as well as Everyday Collector, and some of the statue groups, Rat Titan and so forth. I've been posting some categories, and how we're working it is I'm posting the categories, getting the community to give me nominees. I take it to my academy. We're gonna choose the top 4 for each category, and the reason why we're only doing 4 is because I want to actually do the nominations live. We're gonna do live polls on YouTube, and that's how we're gonna get to the winner. The community is gonna have the end say live on the show.
There you go. So very cool there. Be sure to check that out.
You know
And
what?
I want to.
This slide is missing. We need a lane on there.
I would love to have a lane slide, but
Yeah.
look at this.
Yeah, we can
Juarez.
take off Pete and add Lane, no problem.
Oh,
Hey,
I'm
no,
kidding.
no.
I'm kidding.
If anyone will take off Danny, he's too busy on Fridays for us now.
Jeez.
He's on a date, isn't he?
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised.
Beaten cheeks.
We also have T Public. Jesus, he's getting his nuts cracked right now. We have T Public. If you guys want to pick up some shirts, be sure to check that out. Very cool there. And also, John, we have some socials we want to plug.
Yeah, Collecting Weekly on Facebook, Collecting Weekly Auxiliary as well. We got on Instagram at Collecting Weekly, at Collecting Weekly Clips, and at the Everyday Collector on Instagram.
Love
And
to see it.
yeah, we got some new members too in
Yeah.
the chat. Shout out
You
to
love to see it.
Fat Batman joined in V Juarez. I think that's Victorino.
He's the
no?
winner.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's,
Look at that.
guys just won. Yeah.
Huge congrats, man.
Cheers, guys.
Well, I think Batman was already a channant member.
No, but I
I
think
think
he
he
joined
just joined the
Patreon.
page.
YouTube,
Oh, okay.
but he's joined
Patreon.
Patreon now.
Yeah.
What a guy. What a guy. Yeah, so I think this year has been a great year for collecting. I think it's been a great year for the network. Obviously, we've been able to, power through another year, which I think is great. We try to put out as much content as possible for you guys at home. It's a lot of work, but when it comes to things like this, when we get to have fun and celebrate and kind of look back on the year, it is totally worth it. And does anyone want to say anything in closing about the awards, about
Yeah.
your handsome host? I mean, anything.
Do you want to
Also-
talk
well-
about what we were looking forward to next year, Zach?
Oh, yes. Let's let John have his thought, and then
Yeah, go,
we'll
John.
end on that.
No, I just want to say a huge shout out to Zach for putting the awards together, because
Thank you.
I'm starting to do it now, and I can see how much work went into it. So to get all the just to
Yeah.
keep track of all the forms alone is
Yeah.
a lot of work. So
Yeah.
thank you, Zach,
Well
for
done, Zach.
getting that together.
Thanks, bro.
You already got your own show, John. You're cool.
Well, okay, Mark.
Thank you to everyone that
Well said.
nominated. Thank you to everyone that voted. Let's
was good.
end this off. Let's end this with our thank you for this, Pete. What are we most looking forward to in 2023?
Oh,
And then I have one more thing I want to say after everyone goes. So the things that I'm most looking forward to in 2023, and I said this on the first ever CW Awards, and it ended up being one of the worst things that has ever been released by any company ever. But Dean, Todd McFarlane is coming out. They've been coming out with their Dragon series, like the
Yeah.
they had the dragons and they're bringing them back. But they also kind of dabble into like low end statues, right? Like 30, 40, $50 statues.
Right.
And they look actually the Black Adam looked really good. Like you could immediately tell that was Dwayne the Rock Johnson. But they're coming back with Caraxes and Cyrax from House of the Dragon in that statue form. Where you don't have to
Nice.
worry about articulation. I'm very excited for that. Other things that I'm excited for, obviously, seeing what InArt will do. Queen just kind of had a questionable photo surface of their Batman statue. I'm sure John will cover those on Club. But there's a lot of questions still, and I'm looking forward to getting answers on the Gandalf. Looking forward to getting answers on the Joker, and just kind of trying to see what this company's going to do next year. And hopefully, we'll have some challenges to Hot Toys dominance in this awards. But again, these are nominated by the fans, voted by the fans, announced by us. So it's a very democratic process. Like John said, the fans are here to pick who wins, and we respect those, even if unfortunately the Gandalf the White didn't win any awards. I think it's a travesty. And thank you, Alvin, for all the support both on Pose Wars
Thanks.
and on tonight's show.
yeah.
True
what's
gentleman.
that?
Thanks,
dude.
Appreciate you,
Uh,
brother.
Alvin.
What about you, Dean? What are you looking forward to for next year?
Before that, I do want to give Gigi an award for the most judgmental.
Yay!
Whoa, original.
Hey, love to see it.
Very fitting.
Marco, I'm
Very
shipping
fitting.
your thing, Marco, so you can be judged by
Oh.
Gigi.
My man, thank you.
Zach
I'd give her a award for putting up with Marco.
Yeah, you're not wrong either, John.
I'd also give her an award for the most no's said in a year.
Yeah. Yeah, so things I'm looking forward to this year. Game Toys Advent Children Cloud on the motorcycle. That's going to be fucking so good. I think it's supposed to come out like Q1 or Q2. So hopefully pretty soon. But my most anticipated release of this year or 2023, Prime One Studios Punchline.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Hopefully it comes out on time. It's slated for April, so we'll see. And hopefully it comes on a day where I could unbox it on John's show, because I don't think I could wait for a Monday if it comes on like a Wednesday.
Oh yeah,
so,
you can anytime.
so we'll see when that. But that's what I'm excited about.
Honestly, for 2023, continuing to stream with you guys,
Hell yeah.
absolutely love it.
You love to hear it.
Stress off the shoulders. Spending time with everyone in the chat. Different, although you won't believe it, but even Marco and Ben, spending time with you guys on the show, absolutely love it.
Hey, thank you, brother.
I really want to see Hot Toys snap out of this rut they're in, because I really want to get back into it, back into collecting in 2023, the 6 scale, because I see these releases, and as cool as they are, I want to get back in, but I don't know if Hot Toys is ready yet. So I want to see them snap out of their rut, so we can make collecting great again.
Yeah, I think a lot of us are looking to see in art what they do next year. I'm particularly interested in the Aragorn figure. There was some some dodgy pictures from a show. I don't think we've really had a proper look at I think there's work to do, but if they can nail the sculpt, then that could be a banger figure. And also, I think he's slated for 2024, but Hot Toys is bringing us early Christmas presents at the moment, like Doc Brown. So hopefully, maybe the Vader from the Obi-Wan show
Obi-Wan,
will
yeah.
make
Great
it for
choice.
Christmas
Yes.
next year. So I've got that ordered, and yeah, really looking forward to that one.
Very nice choices. I'm looking forward to more streams with John on Vermouth because he's very friendly when he's drinking.
Wow.
Love to see it. Love to see it. I, of course, am excited for the Jokers. Heath Ledger's Joker is one of my favorite of all time, and if InArt delivers, I think it's going to be mind-bogglingly good. Hopefully, cross fingers. We'll see how she goes. But then, Pete, I'm with you. I was going to say my Darth Vader as well. I don't have
Yeah.
a Darth Vader in my collection. I've always wanted one, and he's the guy I pulled the trigger on, and it's.
So
I'm
did you
excited
go for the deluxe one so you could have a
The little
a
hologram?
full-on Vader one? Well, just the one that's got the full helmet and chest box. Did you go for
I
that
did
one
do the
so you can-
deluxe.
Yeah,
Yeah, I did
me
do
too,
deluxe, yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited for that. 100%.
Cool.
For me, for next year, it's tough because a lot of figures from this year have been look like they've been put back to next year, like the Mando Luke and Chrome Mando. So it kind of stacking up more stuff. But I'd probably say statue-wise, I haven't pre-ordered it, but I am going to definitely be looking at Punchline. That's also another one that Dean mentioned that I am interested in. Even if the character to me has been kind of crap in the comics for the last year, but that statue looks great. For figure-wise, I guess I would probably say that Darth Vader 2, if it makes it out in 2023. I already have it pre-ordered and paid off in my LCS, and it's a Darth Vader, man. I literally sold my Rogue One Vader to fund to pay for that Vader, just because it's a Darth Vader with something new to it, but you can make it look like that one too.
Zach was pounding those keys over there. Goddamn.
Right into his pen pal.
That wasn't. I had the mute on the stream deck.
Not very well.
That was 100%.
Ah,
you,
we
but,
can hear it.
No, check the tape.
Check
Check the
the
tape.
Banging
do a
the
lot.
keys.
No,
Well, then
someone was
red
banging
flag.
the keys. I'm checking the tape. That's
You would have
We
called
are-
them
It was
out.
you
If
with those
somebody else
potatoes.
was, if
No,
somebody
I'm
else
gonna
was doing it, you would have
I'm gonna
called them.
check.
It
the
was
tape.
you
Oh, I
with
heard
those
it, but-
potato fingers.
Yeah.
No, let me tell you
I
this.
saw the muscles on those forearms flexing. It was fucking.
Yeah, I'm typing it.
Yeah, I said you.
Wait, hang on. You guys can hear me right now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh shit, my stream deck's not working then.
Yikes.
Oh man, look, it's on. I have it on mute right now. This is the mute button.
You hate to
What the
Just
heck?
like that
Doesn't
slide
work.
was in there. Yeah.
Okay, so then that was my fault.
You know what I look forward to next year? Better production.
Well, hang on. I'm writing a post. I'm writing a post for something good, and you guys are roasting me.
Nah, I
Time
said
out.
I think you're sending funds to everyone that you bribed to vote for Miles.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I would have said if I was sending funds, it would be for Miles Morales first off. How dare you?
He'd be Gandalf, man, or
Oh,
bust.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, I just
Yeah.
got a new camera and it switched. Okay, so is this mute now?
No.
No.
Yeah. Wait, that's not mute either. What the hell?
No, I can still hear you.
Yeah.
I am so confused right now.
Yeah,
I don't
derailed
know.
the show.
Yeah,
Now
no, we can't hear you.
Good,
You're
good, Marco.
okay.
You were about to
God
say.
damn it. I just got a capture card and it fucked up
It's a
my
shame
whole
you didn't
system.
say anything really
No, it-
controversial.
Okay,
Zach.
I
It
was
would've
Shut-
been-
I was putting up. I'm so sorry. I was putting up a real nice post because I feel inspired by my good friend Marco, but I'm canceling it. Fuck
Nah.
it.
No, man. Tried
all
calling you out
Marco's
twice.
fault.
Marco inspired you? Damn.
That's
He
right.
did.
I know.
He did.
For one time.
He did. There we go.
But,
So,
but Sean, go
I'll
ahead,
let you
brother.
guys-
I'll go
his
last.
pancake.
I'm sorry.
I'm looking forward to more information and more pictures of the new Thanos by Legendary Beasts. Just a huge fan, so I want to make that I want to make it an option. I got 2 other Thanos statues on deck that I really want to look into getting, and one of those might be losing out. So I want to see how that one stacks up. But
yeah.
something more attainable for myself would be getting into some different lines, at least in the 1/12 world. I'm kind of over some of the superhero stuff, and I'm looking into getting into some more different lines. I've been doing the NECA for a while now with the monsters
they're
and
great.
the TMNT monsters, and I'm really enjoying those. So just completing the line, seeing what other monsters are coming out. Really looking forward to
So
Invisible
they just
Man.
announced Phantom of the Opera yesterday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's
they
cool.
they
That's
had
random.
announced them for the TMNT. He's going to be Casey Jones. So
Cool.
I'm looking forward to those, but maybe even getting into more Four Horsemen stuff. I want to at least get the Horsemen, but I'm really looking forward to the Cosmic Legions. I'm a real big Cosmic fan, just in general. So looking forward to those.
How about the McFarlane Avatar?
You know what? I saw them for the first time at Walmart just this last weekend, and they look really nice.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering, like, my thing with that is almost the same thing it was when I got into Marvel from like Star Wars, is that it was just so far away, you know. And then Marvel came, and I was watching those movies and got into it like that. So I'm gonna have to wait for Avatar, which I'm sure
Yeah.
it's gonna be great, but I'm gonna have to watch it to be able to pick some of it up.
Out this weekend.
Yep.
Really looking forward to that, actually. I rewatched the first one, and it was so damn good. What I'm looking forward to most are probably the Disney Plus figures from Hot Toys. So the Marvel ones, the WandaVision Wanda, Captain America, Sam Wilson. Like, I think those are going to be incredible. And then the Deep Fake Luke. Like, those are all figures that I couldn't wait for this year. And it's kind of a bummer that it's seeming like they're not going to release within that window. So that, and then obviously, like Ben was saying, the in-art Joker, and then also the in-art the Batman figure. Really hoping that comes out next year, because that
That's a
could
good
be
call.
an incredible one.
Good stuff.
I'm so embarrassed.
Yeah,
Jesus,
that was
you
a
had-
great moment,
the,
man.
The way that you add tech, and it's supposed to make everything easier and it makes everything more fucking difficult.
My God, Zach, that's so like last
Um,
year.
I know.
Oh, man. You know, I would have to give a shout out maybe for also one figure that it could be early this year, maybe for Chinese New Year. That Wenwu figure. I think
What?
that one
What?
looks like it could
What?
be a banger.
When who?
From Shang-Chi.
Wenwu, the man
When who?
from
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi. Or
That's a
Shang-Chi.
banger, dude.
Shang. God.
People are
Christ.
going to sleep on that. I think it's going to be a good figure. I agree with you, Lane.
Well, they already redid the sculpt once. You know,
Yeah.
they actually physically took time to say, hey, we meet John Liu, look more like John Liu.
Yeah, too bad they can't make Doc Brown look more like Doc Brown.
Well,
Jesus, too low.
I did order Batman and Throbbing
Oh,
2
yes.
days ago, but I don't know if I'm going to
yes.
get it in time, so
Yes,
I'm excited
man.
for that.
I was so
I'm
pumped to talk about this tonight, and
I know, right?
Jesus.
I know.
okay.
I'm
Excited.
considering
Well, fuck. Do you
getting
guys
both of
haven't
those,
watched
too.
the other 5 award shows? Jesus. All right. Here's what I'm going to do, and I'm very inspired by Marco, and I almost decided not to do it because you guys were laughing at me.
You should type him a
Okay,
long
so
message.
so Marco. Well, no, I'm making a fucking post, Ben.
we're getting a promotion.
Here we go. All right. So Marco's hot seat minute yesterday. I'm doing this because we have 7 people watching right now. Last Tuesday was for people to donate. You know, kind of go out and you know, for people that were less fortunate. So this is kind of like an honor system thing. Obviously, don't take advantage of it. But if you do donate between now and our drawings, you'll get an extra entry into both the selfie series and the Spider-Man giveaway. And just comment that you did it and, you know, fill out the form. But yeah, so that's I was very inspired by Marco, so I wanted to kind of
Absolutely
encourage
love this,
people to
bro.
give back, you know, to those. I've already talked to my daughter's teacher, and I guess there is a program at her school that we're going to be, you know, giving some gifts to. That the teachers have, you know, kind of a pool of gifts, I guess. So yeah, inspired by
no,
Marco.
that's-
So I was
That's
beautiful.
furiously
Yeah,
typing
yeah,
in the middle
yeah.
of the show so I can announce this before we ended. But
We know it was worth
Yeah.
it now.
yeah, dude, I swear to God,
Definitely.
you had one thing, and it's like the whole computer. It's like a well-oiled machine, and got a little bit of sand in the gears.
At least
But
we weren't
anyways,
watching E-Fucked this time, so.
Speaking about sand,
that could have been much worse. Bro, eFucked had some great videos last week, though. eFucked.com.
it's such a great
Check that out.
segue.
Anyways, well, you got to take the good with the bad, and then you take them together, John. Anyways, my name is Zach. We had a great show tonight, and I want to thank everyone for tuning in live, and for those that that have voted, that have nominated, and that potentially will donate to those that are less fortunate.
Yeah, I'm Dean. Thank
Yeah.
you, everybody, for showing up and hanging out. All the super chats and Patreonies and channel members, we love you. And everybody who listens at home, you're fucking sweet angels. Jumbo.
I'm John. You guys all already know that. Thanks to everyone who
already-
tuned in for the year and supported the channel. You guys rock. Always a good time. Everyone who's been on the panel throughout the year as well and spent some time with us, both on Club and the main show. You guys rock. The support is always appreciated because, again, without the viewers, we would just be a few guys talking to ourselves. So you guys make the show and the experience. So thank you so much. And let's have a great 2023.
Yeah, cool. I'm Pete. Again, yeah, thanks for. I've had a blast tonight or this morning for me. I wouldn't miss this show for the world. It's been great hanging out with all you guys and everyone in the chat and everyone listening, watching. Yeah, it's been fantastic, and I'll see you on OFAC on Thursday.
Hell yeah. Now, you wouldn't miss it for the world, people. Would you miss it for a Lugosi figure?
How dare you?
I'm sorry.
I won't answer that one.
Signed by the ghost of Bela Lugosi.
Oh wow, yeah, oh definitely, yeah.
I'm Ben. My face hurts from smiling so much. I'm pretty much ready for bed for the night, but I love you all.
Jesus
I
Christ.
hope you have a happy Christmas and a wonderful New Year, and I will catch you guys in the
I'm
next
gonna
year.
see them
for sure.
before both of those things, Finn.
Well, I don't know. I might not get invited back. I'm still just a guest.
It's
I'm
John,
riding
it's
the
like-
edge of my seat every week, you know?
That's right. It's like, John, I was listening to our clips, and it's like, all right, Fern sent us home. He's like, hey, guys, welcome to the after. I'm like, you said welcome. We're trying to leave. And of
We'll
course,
see
it
if
was
the
saved
contract
by
gets extended, Ben. We'll see if
DJ
we'll
Sexy
see
Man
what we
Lane
can do.
Kramer.
Oh, yeah, I'm holding my breath.
Ben always feels like he's on a 10-day contract, like an NBA.
Pretty much, yeah.
player.
Lane's contract's
It's a tough nut.
Yeah,
on
Ben
a-
has been on a
I don't know.
icy.
You send me a sack pick, and we'll extend the
Yeah,
contract.
Oh my god.
but but
Jesus Christ! Someone
Oh.
spit it out.
Spit it, Lane.
Frozen.
No,
I
it's
was gonna
frozen.
say,
Oh, it's.
it was great to be on. Actually, I got Ben Thomas show for the first time. First time on the main Tuesday show, which was a blast. Always this year, I've had a great time with John. 95% of the time.
Wow.
It's always fun to unbox and everything with him on Mondays. I've had a really good time being on with Pete and Ian a couple months back in the summer. That
Yeah, and
was
we'll
a
see
great
you
time as well.
on Thursday, Lane, yeah?
Yep, I will be there
Cool.
on Thursday night as well.
That's right.
And then just last week, I got to be with Sean and Dylan, which was a blast. And of course, the Oxfather and Dean paid me a visit. Had a great time with them coming over. We went out to lunch. Had a really good time just talking about football and figures, man. What more could you ask for on a Sunday afternoon?
Spilled the Dr Pepper, bro. That was legendary.
All
over the pretzel bites.
Thanks for bringing that one up. I needed that memory brought up there.
Dude, that was awesome.
I almost had forgotten about it. Another day, wouldn't remember it anymore.
I was like, "Can I get a to-go cup?" And they're like, "Sure." And it's like, blah, just spills his drink all. It was totally full too.
Lane, though, honorable shout out to your computer, by the way. Is that
Oh, it's
huge
awesome.
cube thing? That
Yeah,
is
the lights on.
epic, dude. That is super epic.
No, Lane is too nice. Lane is too nice. I can't wait
That
to
computer has
visit
more
Lane.
power than the NASA computer system in 1967.
Literally.
What
You
kinds
should
of
have an
countries,
iPhone,
Dean?
John.
I am surprised though that Oxfather, you didn't show off one of your pickups tonight.
Oh, we're saying that for now. We didn't do new this week.
Oh.
Okay, this
Yeah.
was the award show.
Yeah.
You'll be on next Tuesday if you're free, Lane, and then we'll talk about it then. How dare you tell me to run my own show?
I didn't
anyone
tell
else?
anybody how to run anything.
My name's Sean. Enjoyed my first awards. Great to be here, talk about all the nominations and all the winners and stuff. And thanks to the Oxfather for inviting me. And come check out Small Talk next week.
Hell yeah.
And I'm Marco. Shout out to Zach, to Dean, and to John for producing this awesome show. Like, it's a really cool, unique thing to do. And thank you for having me on. And then also just want to reiterate what Zach just posted. Go donate to somebody. It's so easy not to do, but then once you get in your head that you're going to do it, it's so easy to get it done. So yeah, please do it for Gigi at the very least.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, Dean, I actually picked up the figure that I'm donating already.
I can't hear you.
I picked up the figure that I'm donating already.
Hey, what the hell? Why didn't you bring that to me?
I was,
It's already in the bag and everything.
Nice.
I'm gonna wrap it up tonight. Honestly,
yeah,
I forgot that was my bad.
I think he says it all. Was that I think we come on here and we moan about figures and stuff, but we are in a very privileged position to be buying these very expensive toys, and there will be a lot of people, a lot of kids going without this year. So yeah, if you can, anything you can do would be
Yeah, used toy, new toy. You'd be
Yeah.
surprised
Yeah,
what we'll be
greatly
able to make a
appreciated, yeah.
kid's whole Christmas.
Yeah.
But anyways, enough about that. Enter all those giveaways. We've really been able to do some tremendous things with Lane and with the statues, stuff like that. This has been a tremendous year for us.
That
and
was an amazing giveaway.
yeah, we'll catch you guys tomorrow on After Dark. Dean, send us home.
Bye.